Good morning, guys. I am going for a morning walk, which is something I like to do all the time. Look at this part of the hike. It looks pretty scary. Watch. Scary. But I was like, well, I guess I could get that you guys gonna hike with me. I'm here by myself. But I like being by myself, and I think that one thing about spirituality, just I want to share with you guys, is I think there's beauty to like being by yourself and being comfortable being in your own zone, right? Because spirituality, from my perspective, is really getting more in tune with yourself, more in tune with your body, and getting to know who you are. Because what happens, from my understanding, is we got fragmented in our spiritual path. We kind of got fragmented where we kind of lost parts of ourselves, either in some of our parts, like maybe in past lives. So we were kind of fragmented because in the timeline, parts of us went everywhere else. So spirituality is really pulling back all your pieces and coming back to your center. Because remember, thoughts create reality. So when we create our reality, we can create these little trauma loops and fracture ourselves and have ourselves maybe stuck in maybe like a haunting in someone's house or a relationship. So there's pieces of you, fragments of you everywhere else. So really what you want to do in spirituality is you want to get back to yourself. So getting back to yourself is really pulling all those fragments to yourself. And that's why you have to kind of ground energy, because what happens is we take on other people's energy thinking it's ourselves. So long story short, you're really trying to become whole again. So spirituality is about becoming whole again. And that's why sometimes if you don't like being by yourself, it's probably because you're so fragmented, you don't know who you are, and you're kind of not in your body. So spirituality is really about coming to your center, being centered, coming back to your heart. And then it's about pulling all your fragmented stuff to yourself, right? Like Osiris, like Isis was able to put all the parts of Osiris together and resurrect him, right? So we want to do the same. We want to take all our fragmented parts and put to ourselves. And once you do that, you start to feel comfortable being in your body, your temple. Your temple is your body. You are your soul. So what happens, you pull all your fragmented parts, get back into your body, and when you eventually, what you want to do is you'll get comfortable being in solitude, because you'll realize that if you're not comfortable being in solitude and not being by yourself, then that means you're probably so fragmented you're not comfortable in your temple. So what you want to do is you want to get back in your temple, get back in solitude, get more comfortable with who you are. And then once you get comfortable with who you are, and then your body becomes like a beautiful instrument, because then you can use your mind and your body to astral travel, interdimensional, learn things, because this body is really a powerful instrument. But what happened is in the last cycle, it got fragmented intentionally, in magic and bondage and all that other stuff, and we lost ourselves. So what we need to do is we need to pull ourselves back together and become whole. So spirituality is about coming to yourself and becoming more whole. And you won't understand yourself if you're not comfortable in solitude. So that's why I like to walk. And I absolutely love nature with water. And that's what I usually like to do, and that's what I'm doing right now, is just going for a hike and a walk. But yeah, so basically spirituality is about coming into yourself, understanding yourself, going within, and then once you get all your pieces back together, you go within, and then you can go up, and then you realize there's a whole another level of vibrations in the universe, but you won't ever get to those other levels of vibrations if you're fragmented, because the more you're fragmented, the lower your vibration is. The higher, the more you get yourself back and whole. You're fragmented because you're scattered. Then you come back together, you become whole, and then you start to ascend to what you would call like understand higher dimensional perspective. So that's my video, and that's what I'm doing. I'm hiking. It's very beautiful. Watch. And this is like really like literally like 5 minutes from my house, so it's beautiful.